I could be confused. Is this not a podcast about Williams racing Formula One?
Sorry.
There's a lot of golf in here.
It is. We love, actually, to be fair to you, Logan and I, we love golf.
It's back to golf.
So it's back to golf. Hey everyone, we're here in Monaco for our Team Talk episode. We are clearly on a boat, very nice boat, and we have a special guest, our boss. So, does this change the dynamic in the podcast? Does this make us more serious?
I think it makes you more serious. I don't know if it necessarily changes what I'm doing.
I've seen a few of these, so I came here more than anything else to see how it gets out of control. And
Well, it's right in the middle of it. So me and you is how it gets out of control.
I don't believe that to be the case, actually. I think
don't you?
That's an unfair outlook on this delightfully insightful podcast.
Great. Are we nominated for an Emmy yet? Do you know?
No, but deals are coming in, and I reckon this will be our main sponsorship avenue.
Right.
They're going to want to be on the podcast first and foremost.
Okay.
And then they're going to consider being on the car. But actually, when they do want to sponsor the team, the focus is on the podcast.
No, I'm with you. This is the the car is just the afterthought.
It's the cherry on top.
Correct. The dessert.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so we've obviously had not too much time between Imola and here, a few days. What's everyone been up to?
Well, from my side, it's actually been a nice few days. Been on the simulator, which was actually a really positive session for the most part.
Good. Found some things?
Yeah, found some things, which are exciting for this weekend.
I'll copy them.
We can't say what we did, but no, it was really good, and just to do some laps at Monaco was nice.
Yeah.
And other than that, I got here and spent the day yesterday with my
Nice.
parents. And it was
Nice. Where'd you go? Anywhere?
No, nowhere. Just chilled.
No restaurants?
No,
Hotel? Room
No.
service?
nothing.
You didn't eat?
No, I did eat. I did eat. I'm just not saying where.
That sounds like a nightclub to me.
This guy.
What about you, James? Where have you been to?
So we got back to the UK. I think it's about 1 a.m. after Imola.
Yes.
And then I'm trying to baby plus this job. I've put weight on, so I'm cycling into work and back out of work. So that's about 60 kilometers or so. So cycled in on Monday morning, which I regretted, but that was a job. And then the main thing on Monday is getting the team together to talk about what happened in Imola and how and what we need to do for this weekend. And that's fairly common. You'd always debrief with the factories because the team here is only 60 people, but back in the UK is about 1,000 or so. So that was Monday.
Yeah.
And then just getting into, there's about 3 or 4 different forms of debrief. Tuesday was a Nigel Mansell event in the evening. So
What was that?
it was a charity event that we had him here on site in Williams. So I went and spent half an hour with him, and then he did a really good. He's fantastic actually at public speaking. Very funny individual.
Inspirational. That's Nigel for you.
That's Nigel for us, exactly. So Red 5 was there. So that was my Tuesday night. Then Wednesday morning work, and then flew out here so that I could sit on a boat with you both and enjoy this.
Brilliant. Well, I can say I've been on this boat for the last 3 days.
You've been legs up. You've been relaxing, mate.
I have been here though. I've just been training really. The weather's been so good. It's been like this for the last 3-4 days, but I'm sure it's been like this for a while. You can never miss the French sun. I feel like
I did not know where you were going there. Okay.
I have a girlfriend, Joe.
That's all right.
Remember that. And yeah, so it's been lovely. I've been just doing some cardio outside, and
Any paddle?
no paddle, but 2 days of golf.
Ooh,
Yes,
that's nice.
it's been nice. It's been just 9 holes. Lily's been practicing up at the top.
I was highly debating going up and playing.
You should have. I should have messaged you. We were
Not thinking about me.
I didn't even realize you were here. I thought you would. I should have known you.
Did
were
you
here.
play yesterday?
Yes, I did. I played at 4 p.m. till 7 p.m. So it was it's beautiful, like when the sun starts coming down. And then at 7 o'clock, they shut door. I'm not sure, I shouldn't say this, but I think if I had control of that golf club, I'd elevate it. I would take it up a step. I think they're missing some stuff there. I think they should be they could do a better job with the maintenance of the course.
Part-time driver, full-time golf course maintenance.
And if they were allowing properties on the course, because the course has some of the best views of Monaco, just at the very top. I'd sell that and
elevate.
I'd sell the plots of land and I'd make a nice tidy sum for myself. But, if anyone's watching, any investors interested in my idea, let me know. Any yacht owners want me to buy a golf club with me?
James, have you ever played golf? Or not really?
Yes, I still do. I have a tradition that only once a year in Abu Dhabi. I play golf there.
Okay.
Is that's not the competition, is it?
No. The competition started last year, which actually disrupted our once a year golf. We didn't know about it, and they were all teeing off in front of us. But it's, as you would expect in that environment, it is a shocking show of how to do it. So step one is...
Don't worry, I've seen Logan play.
Step one is, when you rent golf clubs, you make sure you get 2 boxes of balls that go with it as well. And then really the whole trick behind it is how you can find the right number balls between it so that you pretend that you found your ball in the rough. So that's quite a bit of my golf game is based in there. I also don't... forget the drivers, they just leave them back at the shop. I just use irons, and they're not too bad.
Okay. I'm honestly, even yesterday, I was doing the same thing.
Yeah.
I couldn't hit my woods, so just stay on my irons and enjoy it. What I found interesting, the biggest change of dynamic between golf and racing, and I can only speak on behalf of myself and then my girlfriend, is just how much of an etiquette there is in golf. So play the game properly, don't cheat. And it's so different to F1. Just motorsport in general.
Where are you going with this, Alex?
Everyone in F1 is looking for the marginal gains. And we're committing...
FI is definitely checking one of our cars this weekend now.
We're committing track limits every other lap. And then, with the car and whatever, there's always little things going on, little games going on. In golf, that's unheard of. It's a total different...
I don't know.
We're squeezing. We're giving people enough space.
I'm sure when it comes to the club manufacturers,
all right,
they're.
But I mean, James just openly admitted he drops balls, pretends to find balls on the golf course. So.
Only when I'm losing. But in this regard, I could be confused. Is this not a podcast about Williams Racing Formula One?
Sorry,
there's a lot of golf in here.
It is. We love. Actually, to be fair to you, Logan and I, we love golf.
It's back to golf.
So it's back to golf. Right. Okay. Back on topic.
Monaco this weekend.
Monaco. Here, the boat.
How difficult are back-to-back GPs? I mean, for us,
go for it.
0. So this is a question for you, James.
0?
No,
I wouldn't say it's 0.
I don't believe it's 0.
To me, back-to-back GPs are. I love them because
I think
it's so fresh in your head, and you go into Friday and it's just like.
I agree. I think a back-to-back GP is nice, but it has more workload before to get everything done for both rounds.
True.
But a back-to-back-to-back becomes quite challenging.
I'll give you another example. Singapore into Japan.
Yes. Okay.
So you've gone through one of the most physical, difficult races. You're going through the recovery period when we're still trying to now get you focusing on the next event and travel.
Yeah, that's very true. Back-to-back European races generally are quite nice.
Yeah.
Time zone permitting. Back-to-backs. So
and being home in between.
Being home, exactly. They are tough, but I still actually like them. I don't mind them. Maybe quadruple head-to-heads.
But this is
back-to-back.
I think
back-to-back 23 races.
I think when you come to a place like this, though, I just feel full of energy. It's one of the races that you just feel excited to be going to be racing at.
Yes. Yeah.
And
there's a buzz around here, isn't there?
Especially as a driver, the Friday, Saturday is special.
Yes.
I mean, it's a question for you. A good result here, does it mean more for you than other tracks?
I wouldn't say it means more to me, but I feel that I treat every race equal. I don't really have a home race, so I don't have that kind of biasness towards a track, but I do feel like it's just different. When I come to Monaco, the whole process is for Saturday, for qualifying day. And what makes Monaco to me so special is the fact that when you do a lap in qualifying, there's always the laps that matter. So your kind of final run in Q1 and your laps in Q2, whatever it may be. There's a moment where you come in and my hands feel electric. Like I have so much adrenaline in my body.
Yeah.
And that's cool. That's what we crave for. I feel like we go to some tracks, like, what would be a good example? I'd say maybe Miami's a consideration where, because it's kind of runoff and open.
Like Paul Ricard.
Paul Ricard, I come out, I finish a lap and it's just, there's nothing.
Yeah.
There's no buzz to me.
You know which track does that the most? I don't know if you've ever been there, James, but Macau.
Yeah, I've
That
been there
track,
many years ago.
I got out of the car and I was just shaking
Yeah, I
on
can believe
adrenaline.
that.
It was just,
I love that.
that was one of the coolest.
Yeah.
I remember I did my out lap and I'm like, how in the world are you meant to push it? I'm like, this is not possible. And then you just start chipping away and then it's fine. But
I remember FP1 in Macau. I thought, great, good lap on the board. First clean lap, no traffic. Alex, you're 5 seconds off. Okay, right. Let's get back to it. There's more in this. Monaco is kind of the same, but I think the drivers now, everyone's been here enough that there's none of that shock. But it is special for sure. I would like to say that I've never actually been on a podium here. I crashed out in F2 whilst I was in the lead into the pit lane. So
the year I did
memories.
F2 here, I was super quick and flat spotted all the way through Sandoval on my quali run.
Really?
And once you're out of position, you know how it is. But
oh yeah,
it was painful.
that's
painful.
Good. Okay, and then do you have any fond memories, James, of Monaco?
I've got some really bad memories. So the same as yourself, you've put it down into qualifying.
Yeah.
Even getting it right to give you guys the right bit of track, the right circumstance, and then in the race, it comes down to normally one decision and luck on safety cars. And you can look like a hero or a zero, both of us, all of us. Yeah. And that's sort of the love-hate relationship I have with Monaco, because there was racing here where I made probably the worst mistake in my career with Lewis and lost him the win. And then there was a race here where we won the race by staying out on X-Wax, transitioning into dry tyres.
Sure.
And that's what I love about Monaco. It creates opportunity. I mean, this is the only place you could ever run X-Wets into a dry condition. And yet you do it here. Yeah. And then there was the circumstance on the grid where, I'm sure you remember, but it just started pouring. And you just had people running around everywhere with different sets of wet, inters, dries. And that doesn't happen anywhere else. It's just a unique circumstance.
I think, kind of touching on that, it shows that there's a lot of mixed conditions here as well.
The clouds come in down the mountain, don't they? And it creates chaos, absolute chaos.
Correct.
And it's so tricky with the white lines on the track, all the markings on the road.
And then especially trying to get the temperature in the inter tire whilst dealing with that.
Yes.
It's exactly that. Or the transition onto dry tyres where you just can't get the energy in. You're sliding around.
Last year in the race was the first time I ever drove an F1 car in the wet. And I was just not enjoying life.
That was I remember I think you came up to me after the race, you're like, is it always like that? And I was like, no. That's insane. I was like barely keeping out the walls because it was just so tricky. And some of the corners, do you remember coming
to back
through
and then swimming pools? Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it was insane. It was so slippery, and I wanted to say yeah, Logan, it's always like that. You just got to deal with it. Let's have fun. But it wasn't. I don't want to destroy your confidence straight away. But yeah, good. Right. Fan questions. Everyone's favorite.
Let's try and get one that we're all involved in.
Thoughtful. That's
what would be your non-racing, or what's your favorite non-racing activity that we could do together? I think it goes back to golf.
Golf?
I'd happily give that a go with you two, actually.
Yeah. Okay, we'll do it.
Maybe paddle. Paddle's always
There is a good golf
one.
course right next to the factory. They do a few tournaments.
Oh, you're right. On the way down.
On the way down, yeah.
Or something like a run.
A run.
Just
wouldn't call running. I wouldn't wake up and voluntarily, in my free time, do a run. I do it for my sport, but as a group, I would maybe think more about like
something a bit more fun.
No, I think golf is the way forward. We'll get that organised.
Okay.
Now I've just got to find a way of secretly practicing until then.
And don't worry. By the way, everyone, James will.
That's right.
Can we just touch up on a? I'm going off on a tangent. I think karting would be a great one too. I mean, boring as it sounds, we did a team race a couple weeks ago now, just before Imola, and James ended up randomly allotted teams. So there was about 100 odd drivers.
103.
103 drivers, 30 odd teams. James was allocated there were 2 interns.
There were 2 industrial placements. So there were 1 year just with us, we'll say, between university years.
Okay. And James is ferociously the most competitive person I know. And he's I guess you could see that. You can see a bit of it, but the depth of it is large. It's vast. And these 2 placements came, and they were speaking to James. I joined in on the conversation to find out that these 2 have been at the track earlier that day, doing laps and laps and laps to get ready for this race.
That's correct.
Taken out of work, where I remind you the seriousness of this.
It wasn't just that day either. It was another day.
That's 2 days. Incredible.
And what was the outcome?
Second position. So it worked. And I'm not hating on it, but yes, I don't. When you say that you're going to practice around your golf,
correct.
I believe it. I more than believe it.
If you could race in a Grand Prix in any other vehicle than a car, what would you choose?
Very thoughtful and insightful question.
So this needs to be something that obviously drives
Fast.
on tarmac.
Well, it's not what the rules say. It doesn't need to be tarmac. And I'm here to win a race, so I'm going for a helicopter.
I don't think you'll win in a heli.
I don't have to do the corners. I'm just.
Yeah, but then you're not really.
I'll go across.
You're not really doing laps.
I'll go across sector 1 and I'll go across sector 2, but I'll make sure to have a transponder on my helicopter, and I'm just.
I mean, I don't know if that's legal, but I guess we'll count it.
Well, the question is if you could have anything.
I think it's okay. I'm actually more debating if helicopter's the right thing to go the quickest way on the track.
What would you say?
The problem with the heli, it's good.
There's no hairpin to slow down for.
Yeah.
The tunnel will be an issue. I'll go over the tunnel, that's right. Or a really skilled pilot. James could fly it.
This is it. That's why I'm debating whether helicopter's the right thing.
Do you know what might be quicker?
Yeah.
A drone.
Yeah, much quicker.
Yes, but you can't be in the drone.
Yeah, but it doesn't say I need to be in it.
Wow. That's true.
That's
very good.
See, this is taken to another level.
Very good.
All it says is, what do you want to be in the race in?
Yeah.
You could just be there having your lunch in hospitality, watching your joke over there.
I'm gonna have my VR goggles and.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. What about you, James? What would you choose?
I mean, I think Logan's taken the right one. I think it's drone. Okay. This is what I meant by the helicopter not being right. I think it's lovely if you want to take pictures. But
do you want to have an idea that a team 23 came up with, engineers included? So you can't just call me crazy for saying this.
I may still call you crazy, but carry on.
It's to do with the helicopter idea. I won't name which engineer did this to save his soul, but his idea was you have a helicopter flying around and you're driving around the track.
Yep.
There's a fuel nozzle attached from the fuel tank up to the helicopter. The helicopter's drip feeding the fuel to the car. So the car is always at optimum fuel load, right? So it's always at 5-6 kilos. And it's almost like, you ever seen them refilling?
Yeah,
jet
in-air refilling.
In-air refilling.
So
And so you're driving the whole race at 5 kilos.
So a question for you. I'm trying to think of the races where you've had a heli over your head. Do you not
Yes.
feel the turbulent flow when it's filming above you?
I've seen it. I saw it on Lance at Silverstone.
Yeah.
But I've never felt it. And to be honest with you, if it has been too close, I've never thought of it being the helicopter. I've always thought of it, it's wind.
Oh, wind.
That's right.
Tailwind.
It's a tailwind, but it's another tailwind.
Turn
I don't know what's going
turn
on.
18 Nimler. Is there a helicopter above us?
Is it just sitting there?
I think in terms of fuel mass, good. In terms of downwash, it will be horrible to drive underneath that.
What if Aero designed the car around the
Right.
downwash that was coming on top of the car? It would look like a saucepan over the top. What do you think?
I'm not going to add it to the 25 performance register, but
we did think that maybe there's nothing in the rules to say that.
that you can't have a fuel nozzle from a helicopter.
Yes,
Right.
they say that it needs a race. There's a regulation about filling the car up for the whole race.
Correct. Yes. Yeah.
It's there. It's just above you.
Imagine how physical that would be, doing a whole race on 5 kilos.
Oh wow. Yeah, that's true. But I'll be so far ahead that I won't. I'll
Need
just
to
need
use
cruise.
it.
I'll just cruise.
So guys, thank you for watching, James. It was great having you on Team Torque for the first time, and let's have a good weekend, and we'll see you all in Canada.
Thanks for having me.